Types of electronic fuel injection system. There are two types of EFI. They are L-type and D-type. L-type EFI, or airflow control type, uses an airflow meter which detects the amount of the air flowing in the intake manifold. There are two types of detection methods for L-type EFI. A type that directly measures the intake air mass is called vane type, and a type that makes corrections on the air volume is called hot wire type. The manifold pressure control type, or D-type, assures the pressure in the intake manifold. It detects the amount of the intake air using the intake air density. Basic EFI construction. 3 systems of EFI. 1. Electronic control system. 2. Fuel system. 3. Air induction system. Basic injection control. The basic injection devices maintain an ideal ratio of air and fuel. This is called theoretical air-fuel ratio. EFI increases the fuel injection volume in proportion to the volume of intake air. Fuel injection volume decreases as the intake air volume also decreases. Fuel flow. Fuel is pressurized by an electric pump. Then, it passes through the filter and flows to the injectors. There is one injector for each cylinder. Therefore, changing the duration of the injection allows the control of injection volume. When there is little air intake volume, the injection duration is short and vice versa. The fuel is injected when the solenoid of injectors open intermittently. The fuel pressure is kept constant by the pressure regulator. Airflow. When the throttle valve opens, the flow of air is as follows. Air cleaner. Airflow meter. Throttle valve. Intake manifold. Combustion chamber. The airflow meter directly measures the intake air mass. Detection of intake air volume. The throttle valve controls the volume of intake air. The larger the throttle valve opening, the greater the amount of air that enters the cylinders. At low speed, airflow meter measure small amount of air intake. At high speed and under heavy load, airflow meter measures huge amount of air intake. At the same time, throttle position sensor measures wide opening angle of throttle valve. Electronic fuel injection (EFI) components. Fuel system. This system transports fuel to the engine at appropriate fuel pressure. It consists of fuel tank, fuel pump, fuel filter, delivery pipe, pressure regulator, pulsation damper and injectors. Air induction system. This system supplies proper amount of air necessary for combustion. It consists of air cleaner, airflow meter, throttle body, throttle valve, air intake chamber and intake manifold. Electronic control system. This is comprised of various sensors, such as the airflow meter, water temperature sensor, throttle position sensor, oxygen sensor, camshaft and crankshaft position sensor, and knock sensor. It is an engine control unit (ECU) that determines the operation duration of the injectors. It is a main relay that supplies power to the ECU, and it has a circuit opening relay that controls the fuel pump operation. This brings us at the end of this topic.